All right, all right. We done lost another one, y'all. These people in general is just checking out. I swear. I done ran down a whole laundry list of people that I done got calls about since my father's death last month on the 23rd of August. I just found out, like I stated in my last video, my boy uh Garfield, his dad died a day after my dad died. Then right after my dad died, my cousin grandmother died. We went to her funeral. The death angel is busy. I keep telling everybody we need to wake up with prayers and go to sleep with prayers and blessings. You know, pray for everybody. And pray for blessings for everybody because it's real out here. Especially police just got shot. A young lady, 41 years old in Southeast. My thing is, why is this lady patrolling a bad neighborhood by herself at night? She shouldn't even be patrolling by herself, period. Man or woman, you know, don't make no sense. So, they need to really look into changing the narrative of these companies that hire exclusive officers. If you don't have the right manpower working for you, then you don't need the contract. Because you putting people's lives at risk and you getting all the money while they getting paid crumbs. So that for itself, the narrative need to change. You know, then 8 people got shot. My uncle saw the bodies laying down over in Southeast the other day. It's crazy out here. Now the FBI is going to get involved with DC police to try to see where these guns coming from. You know, and I keep trying to say it ain't bad as it was in the 80s, but everybody like, no, bro, it is. So what did we do in the 80s, like 90s, to clean up the streets for at least 10 years, and then slowly but surely everything started going back, and I think the pandemic really heightened the criminal activity level because a lot of people out of work, people starving, people not eating, people lights are off, you know. So what people do when you're under the gun or you pressed against the wall, they're gonna get out here and take it. And then, you know, uh, the music, the movies, everything is perpetuating, you know, taking life and no remorse. And, a lot of it, if you're smart, it's entertainment. But a lot of these people in general are stupid. So they think it's real life. And they go out here looking at fiction and they turn this into real life or what they watching on TV. Some are true stories, but a lot of it is not. It's fictional, it's made up, you know. And it is what it is, So you gotta define what's real and what's not, you know. Just like these kids playing GTA, you know. So they emulating the game into real life. The stupid people, the stupid kids that have no guidance, where they up in their room all day, they don't come out other than to eat. They don't interact with everybody, and just it's just a lot of variables of how and why kids and people do what they do. I just point out a few of them, because you can't put everybody in that category, but for the most part, it's unnecessary. and somebody got to speak on it, and I would just be not doing no justice if I don't speak my voice and say something. The killing in general, you know. I ain't even know there was so many people in the world to take out. I'm like, is that many people dying like per year in DC alone? We was averaging like 500 people a year. Really? I'm like, is this really a plot to eliminate us because there's so many of us? You know, I mean, I'm a very much a thinker and a conspiracy believer to a degree. I don't believe everything I hear, but I do say it's 10% truth in everything. So I don't disregard nobody information. I hear it, I see it, I read it, and then I analyze it. And then I seek out the 10% that may or may not be true. So it's just crazy, that's all I'm saying. And you know, anyway, we got a legend that just died, an icon of the of the old Hollywood film business. And that's this gentleman right here, Mr. Melvin Van Peebles. Mario Van Peebles' dad. You see that? Get that camera right. Yeah. He's responsible for the movie Sweetback. If you guys are, if you 50 and over, you know about this movie Sweetback. He go back to the old Hollywood days, in the 50s and whatnot. And you know, uh, he responsible for Earth, Wind and Fire career in the beginning because they did the soundtrack to Sweetback. And Mario Van Peebles, his son, remade Sweetback and didn't give you just the movie. He gave you the making of the movie Sweetback. How it was just a challenge to get funding for the movie, being a black producer in old Hollywood. They didn't believe in you. And Melvin Van Peebles is responsible for a lot of the Amos and Andy uh, shows and shows of that kind back in the, I want to say, 40s and the 50s, maybe the 60s, and and I'm sure he was working under someone far as a protege, but once he got his wings, he wanted to make some real film that wasn't depicted black folks as the maids and butlers and yes a boss, no boss, and all this and that. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to project, a hero and, in the black community that we can relate to. And unfortunately, sometimes that's a drug dealer or a pimp that desired to do something else at the end of the movie, like Superfly. Superfly wanted to get out the game. He got his money and he wanted to quit because, you know, he realized you selling poison to your own people. But when you're faced with poverty and your hand is, your hand is empty, your pockets are empty. You gonna do what you gotta do. But that don't mean you gotta keep doing it. Once you've been successful and like and analyze where you at. Like, okay, boom. I'm sitting on $2-3 million tax free. I need to do something legit with this money and get out the game of hurting my people and this and that. I need to get out of harm's way of worrying about the feds and my rivalries trying to get at me to take what I got. I just need to disappear. I need to go to an island and drink mojitos and pina coladas all day. You know what I'm saying? So that's what Superfly wanted to do, and that's what the goal of the movie Sweetback, from my recollection when I watched it. And in all them black exploitation movies, a lot of them was about pimps and gangsters and whores, and but it was about I gotta eat. But then, like Willie Dynamite, I gotta eat, but then I want to get out of here. But the thing about it, the drug game, the hustle game, don't want to let you go. So you gotta move as if the feds looking for you. You gotta stay low, out of the limelight. You know, you can't be flashy. You gotta let less people know where you stay. And when they see you, you just popping up. Nobody has access to you. That's how you gotta move when you in the drug game or the dope game or anything illegal. I feel like even when you rich, you gotta move like that because you can't be accessible. People out here hungry. You're a target. You food now. So you can't be all willy-nilly about it unless you on that time. Unless you toting and gonna use that thing when somebody roll up on you. So I'm just saying, rest in peace to Mr. Melvin Van Peebles. Icon, old black Hollywood producer. Sweetback was his biggest movie. And he was rolling ever since. He leave behind kids, grandkids, great grands, and he was 89 years old. He done lived a great life, and salute to him on a big level. From being the pioneers of black cinema with dignity. And him and Mario done worked on some films as well, and so his movies, his legacy will live on, just like AJ Johnson. His comedy will live on. Everybody that leave here far as on a celebrity status, your work is going to be your legacy. So I often thought about that. I was like, what's going to be my legacy? You know what's going to be my legacy? Because I'm not no celebrity or nothing. I'm a regular Joe. My family going to be my legacy, And, because of social media, your content, your personality, whatever you post, it's going to be your legacy when you're dead and when you have died and gone home. Because I think that's a beautiful way to keep your memory alive or your love on social media, especially if they were already on there, or you could put them on there, and every year of their birthday. My cousin Donald's birthday was the day or yesterday. 20 years military. He been in 3 tours of war, and came back was going to go back a fourth time, because they kept upping his rank and his money, and we were like, man, you got kids now. You got 2 kids. They need you here. And you ain't going to keep being lucky going over in wartime and coming back. But, it's crazy how people can navigate war. But then some punks jumped him. He was at a bar, and I guess it was a robbery, and they left him on the road right there on Suitland Parkway in the dock to get hit by cars, So that's crazy. But you home, you got your guard down, you trying to relax, and they say his hands were scuffed up. So whoever it was more than one, because he fought for his life. And the average dude wasn't going to take him unless he was drunk. He was special forces, and, a one-on-one, you're not going to handle him. Let me just say that. So it is what it is. Happy birthday, cuz. Rest in peace, Mr. Melvin Van Peebles, black icon, old Hollywood producer, Sweetback. And I'm going to end it like that. Go look up his legacy of his movies. And, he was a big deal, And, that's it. I'm going to end it on that. Streets Finest, Big Dave. We out.